live now on Hatters Player. We've got the manager Nathan Jones with us. Nathan, a 2-0 defeat here at Crawley. Your thoughts on that 90 minutes?
We didn't play particularly well. I mean, I didn't think we were under any real danger. Sort of controlled the game first half without having some real cutting edge in terms of finishes and so on. We had a few opportunities, and then the goal was coming at the time when, right for half time, it's a good time for them. Come out of nothing really, just a cross. We didn't defend it. It was poor to concede a goal at that time and of that calibre, and that then gives them something to cling on to, which they sat back, they wasted time. I said to the referee, and it's for him to control, I think, that everything was just slow, and then we have to try and pick up the tempo all the time, and everything goes down. And that's because of our error there and not defending across. And then obviously we didn't create enough second half, and when we didn't really look like we were gonna. We huffed and puffed a bit really, but we didn't really look like we had anything real about us.
There were very limited chances for the keeper, Glenn Morris, to save, were there? A lot of shots were wide. Late in the game there was a few blocks, but frustrating again, a free header that sort of set the ball rolling for the defeat.
Well, yeah, I mean that set the tone, because as I said, when they go ahead, it's the first goal so vital in it. We like to get the first goal, and then sides come out against us, and then we can exploit that. But what happens is when we give something silly away or something soft away, then that's when we then have to chase a game, and it's difficult, especially when sides just sit back and slow it down, and they were content to play on the counter, which they did quite well. And then it was just a bit of sloppiness for us, conceded in the 90th odd minute from a bit of sloppiness. But we were chasing the game at that point. But every time we are chasing a game to try and win it, we end up conceding. So that's something we might need to look at.
You made a double change in the second half that seemed to brighten things up, but for a lot of fans there's been some surprise that both Danny Hilton and Jack Marriott started on the bench today. Just talk to us about the team selection and those two changes.
Well, Danny's come out, he's had to wear a mask. He hasn't trained till Thursday because he's got a crack in his thing, so we've had to look after him. I didn't want to use him, if I'm honest, because we have, he has that crack, and the way he is and the way he plays and the way he trains, he's always liable to do something. So I didn't really want to use him, and then the other two have been flying, so I thought give him an opportunity. I've been the victim of my own downfall really today, because I tried to look after a few people and try to freshen stuff up so that because we've got a good competitive squad and it's strong all the way through, but maybe that's something that I won't be doing too readily.
And we believe that Glenn Ray's picked up an injury in training, and that's why he's not been involved today.
Yeah, look, Glenn picked up a knee injury. We hope it's not too bad. Block tackle in training, innocuous, and this opened up his medial, so that could be anything from 7 to 4 weeks. 7 days to 4 weeks. So we're hoping it's closer to 7 days, so that we can get him back.
So I hope to hear something perhaps early in the week as to.
Yeah, we'll have it. It doesn't seem too serious, and as I said, but the way he plays and the way he is, he's a committed one. So it's a disappointing one for us, but as I said, we'll see.
Getting back to that second half, then, as I said, when Marriott and Hilton came on, it looked a bit more lively. There were a few chances, a few more blocks coming in rather than shots going wide. Your thoughts on the disallowed goal late in the game there that looked to be the equaliser?
It looks, he's jumped. It's a bit difficult. I've actually looked at the replay. It looks a soft one, but they're given. So I can't say it's definitely not a foul, because anytime you jump anywhere near a keeper now, you're going to get a foul. So it's something that's just given. So I can't say it's not a foul. I can't say it is a foul. So it's just one of those things. It's difficult to see.
But one of those afternoons where perhaps you needed a little bit of luck to go our way, it didn't come.
I don't want to be relying. I know you do need luck, but don't be relying on luck. We set out this week in terms of how we did stuff and how we worked to get a positive reaction this week and to get a result. And it looks like a convincing win for Crawley, 2-0 and so on. And we can't get ourselves into that situation. I'm saying when we concede, then we need to be stronger. We need to be better. We need to be a little bit more clinical. Sorry for ourselves a little bit at times, and then I just think we lacked cutting edge. But without that, it would have said the goal changed the game, because then they sit in. If they have any ambition to come out and win a game, then there might have been gaps. But as soon as we give a goal away like that, then we have to chase it.
And as you said, the late second goal was all because you were trying to put pressure on and trying to get that equaliser. They've broken away.
Yeah, you don't analyse that and say we report that it was a poor decision and that we got robbed and then they broke. But we're looking to push and to try and get something out of the game, so always know you're going to be at risk in that. The first goal and the overall performance I'm not quite happy with, not the second goal. The second goal is just a killer thing when we're just going forward, but it's something we need to address. Big game next week, we've got a big sort of month coming, big rest of the month coming up, and we just want to make sure that we get back to how we were.
And it's obviously disappointing, the second consecutive defeat as well. You're looking to bounce back more today, weren't you?
Well, of course, I don't like back-to-back defeats. We haven't had many of them since I've been here, but that's one we've had, and I said I'm disappointed with the defeat, in the manner of it as well, in how we went about certain things. But I thought we controlled the game first half in terms of our play, and we had no real danger. And then we had opportunities, in terms of when we had crosses, we had opportunities that we didn't put to bed, and then that kind of cost us. That came back to haunt us, really.
Okay, thanks for your time, mate.
Cheers, no issues.
How did you feel that the two strikers did obviously get their chance today, both Isaac and Josh? And how did you feel the partnership looks?
Look, they've been doing well in training, and today I'm not going to gauge them just on today and saying, well, okay, they didn't quite come off until they worked hard. They look a certain kind of threat, but it looks bad because obviously you've replaced probably the top two in the league for me. But it's something we had to do. If Danny hadn't had a crack thing, then we wouldn't have. So it's not like a major decision. It's just we have to make sure that everyone's up to speed, so that if we do miss one of them for any length of time, then we have the replacements who are ready to go in.
Was Jack's down to maybe resting him a little bit as well?
Well, it is. And I said they're a partnership together, those two, in things. And I said with Isaac would have probably replaced thing, and then Josh has been chomping at the bit to play, so you got to keep them involved, and you got to keep them everyone interested. But as I said, the most important thing is for us to get back to winning games, and that's what we're now going to have to try and do.
Jonathan Smith as well, in for his first league start of the season in midfield. How did you feel he got on?
Yeah, Jonathan, I know what I'm going to get from Smadge. He works hard, he grafts, and away from home he's someone that you can trust and so on. But as I said, we'll have to reevaluate this week, because as I said, it's a big game next week, and I want to win the game. Yeah.